Welcome back to my channel, guys, and if you're here for the very first time, well then thank you for stopping by. I hope you really enjoy this video and you find it helpful to you in some way. Alright, so today's video is going to be hair related, yes, and I thought I would come back to you guys with another very informative video about deep conditioning. Fun. Alright, so what is deep conditioning? Alright, so a deep conditioner is a conditioner formulated with ingredients that are usually made to penetrate your hair. So they would formulate deep conditioners with ingredients that are able to penetrate your hair. And deep conditioners are usually made with the intention of sitting on your hair for at least 15 minutes, and most deep conditioners usually tell you on the back, like, alright, leave it on your hair for 10 to 15 minutes, or you can leave it overnight or whatever. And now I'm gonna just go ahead and give you guys some do's and don'ts of deep conditioning. Alright, do's. Number one, you want to make sure to assess your hair. You know, feel out your hair and decide what your hair needs. Does my hair feel like it needs some moisture? Does it feel like it needs some protein? Is it breaking? Is it shedding? What is the problem with your hair? And that will help you to decide what type of deep conditioner you need to be using on your hair for that particular application. Number two. Remember, guys, consistency is key when you are on a hair journey, and it's the very same when you are deep conditioning your hair. If you want to see great results with anything, then you have to have it in a pattern. You have to get your body used to what you're doing. So if you're gonna be deep conditioning your hair, decide when is convenient for you, what your hair likes, what it doesn't like. Maybe you can start off, doing it once a week, and then if you see that your hair is still getting dry in between the times that you deep condition, maybe you should do it twice a week. Or maybe if your hair is a little bit too soppy, then you want to do it every other week, depending on your hair type, texture, and things of that nature. So whatever you decide, just remember, stick to it. If you're gonna do it every week, make sure you do it every week. Don't do it this week and then do it like 3 weeks from now. Be consistent, guys. Number three, heat it up, guys. Yes, that is true. When you heat your deep conditioner, that is, you want to put it in a little bit of like a bowl or a container that is microwave safe, of course, and you just pop that in the microwave. You don't want to make it hot because of course that will burn your head. So you just want to make it a little bit warm, because warming the ingredients will make them a little bit more active, so it will be able to penetrate better in your hair. You get better results. And that goes along with numero 5, which is to steam. Especially if you have low porosity hair, steaming your hair will give you the maximum results from deep conditioning, because what steaming does is it opens up your hair cuticles and it allows your hair to absorb all the ingredients in your deep conditioners and all your products. So be sure, every now and then, you don't have to do it all the time, because not everyone wants to be deep conditioning their hair for 2 hours steam. Sorry. Not everybody wants to be deep conditioning their hair for like 2 hours and steaming it every single time. So if you're a guy like me that you just can't bother sometimes, then maybe like once or twice out of the month, you try to really steam your hair, because that does help a lot. Whenever you steam your hair though, you have to remember it's better to do a cool/cold water rinse. It actually says a cold water rinse, but I don't know, I wouldn't want to put like cold water on my hair right after I was just steaming it. So I would actually go with like just cool, maybe room temperature water, and what it does is it closes the cuticle. So after opening it up, putting the deep conditioner on and allowing your hair to just suck it up, then what you do is you want to close those cuticles so your hair can retain all this moisture that it just got. All right, now on to our don'ts. You definitely do not want to go mixing random stuff together unless you're a chemist and you know exactly what you're doing, which most of us aren't. Don't just watch a video and because you see some people saying, oh yeah, I mix this and that together, put it on my hair. Do you know they know what they're doing? Your hair has a natural pH of 4.5 to 6.5, and to keep your hair healthy, you have to keep your hair within that pH. Anything too acidic or too alkaline will throw your hair off balance and it will cause your hair to start breaking or shedding seriously. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't just go mixing things around because you don't know how different things are going to react with each other, and I'm pretty sure you don't know what is the natural acidity level or alkaline level of these various things that you're putting in. Of course, you can mix things like oils because they don't really have much of a pH. They don't affect your hair in any negative type of way. So if you're mixing oils, that's perfectly fine. But in terms of like foods and stuff like that, where different things are acidic and what's alkaline, you definitely don't want to go just mixing things around unless you definitely have done your research and you know what you're doing. Another way to get around this is you can actually go online and order some pH strips. And if you're the type that you like to mix, then go ahead, but make sure before you put that on your hair, you test it with a strip to find out if it is between 4.5 and 6.5, which would mean that it is perfectly safe to use in your hair. Also, conditioners, shampoos and conditioners are usually formalized to work with each other, so you don't want to be using a shampoo from this line and then a conditioner from a different line, because sometimes they don't really go well together, and it's all of these other things that can be causing your hair to break and causing you not to really be seeing any progress in your hair journey. So if you're gonna buy a shampoo and conditioner, try to stick to the same line. All right. Also, on the same note, do not try to multitask with your deep conditioners. That is, don't use your deep conditioner for anything other than what it was intended to be used for, because usually they are made to work a certain way. They are formulated to work a certain way. If it says strengthening, use it to strengthen your hair. Don't put it on your hair and leave it on for a long time, because strengthening usually means protein, and you definitely do not want to have protein sitting on your hair for hours. So make sure to read, know what you're doing, and don't just use a deep conditioner because you feel like you want to use it for this even though it wasn't made for that. Don't use your deep conditioner as a leave-in, because that will cause serious problems, because most deep conditioners are not formulated to just be left on your hair for an entire week or however long it takes you to wash your hair. Do not overdo it, guys. This is my next tip. Guys, you can ruin a perfectly good thing by just doing it way too much. So we all know this. So if you're deep conditioning your hair once a week, you see that, yeah, you know, my hair's been growing, my hair feels nice, I like this. Don't start doing it 2 or 3, like 3 to 4 times a week. You're not gonna just be doing it like all the time just because deep conditioners, most times, like, they serve a specific purpose. So if it's moisturizing and you use it like that one time for the week, it gives your hair, you know, that extra boost of moisture. Doing it 4 times a week will definitely give you a serious case of moisture overload, which it will make your hair so stretchy that what will happen is that your hair will just stretch and stretch and stretch until it snaps off. So you want to make sure you keep your hair balanced right in the middle. You're not going to use too much protein deep conditioners. You're not going to use only moisturizing deep conditioners. Find out what works for your hair, and don't overdo it. Do not deep condition your hair more often than it is needed. Alright? Yeah, don't do it. And then last but definitely not least on our don't list is do not overspend. Don't blow your budget buying a bunch of deep conditioners, guys. You can start your little deep conditioner collection bit by bit. I would start off with a good moisturizing deep conditioner. You can't go wrong with that. And then, you know, I'd get a protein one, a nice like light to medium protein deep conditioner. And then, you know, just gradually increase. If you are natural, then I would want to get something for elasticity. If you straighten your hair pretty often and then you notice that you're losing maybe some of your curl pattern, or if you're just transitioning and you know that you haven't really quite got a curl pattern, then I might want to invest in getting an elasticity treatment as well. But you don't need to be buying 4 or 5 different moisturizing conditioners because they all promise you different things, or because, you know, one says it's going to do that, or somebody says great things about this. Deep conditioners usually contain like similar ingredients, and it's usually only like the first 5 or 6 things on the back of the ingredient list that actually have an effect on your hair, because all the other ingredients listed close to the end are usually in such small amounts that it really doesn't do much for your hair. So don't buy into the hype and just go buying a bunch of stuff just because, you know, you see it on TV and people are saying, oh yeah, I love this. Of course, they're being paid. They're gonna say that. So if you got yourself 1 or 2 moisturizing deep conditioners that work great for you, stick to it. You don't need to go trying a bunch of other different stuff, because that is A, gonna cost you money, and it is B, going to throw your hair in a loop. Your hair is not gonna get the time to get acquainted with anything and to really react to it well, and you might land yourself some breakage. So I wouldn't do that, you know. Keep your money in your purse. Alright, and that brings us to the very end of this video, sadly, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. I hope you learned at least one thing. I hope you know now, when you're going to deep condition your hair, or you're looking for a good deep conditioner to buy, you know, 1 or 2 things that will cross your mind to look for. Check that ingredient list, look at the first maybe 6, 7 ingredients, and that's what you really need to be paying attention to say, all right, you know, if it's moisturizing, make sure that water is the first ingredient on the back. If it's supposed to be a protein treatment, look for the type of protein that is in it and what type. Look up what they do for your hair, you know. Try to do your research before you just go picking stuff up. Alright guys, and yeah, once again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will like it and give it a thumbs up. Feel free to comment if you have any more questions to ask, or if you want to share information. You know, it's a learning process. I'm learning from you just as well as you are learning from me. So yes, I would love to hear from you guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and look out for more videos. Bye guys. No, what am I doing, man? Trying to take